Welcome to the Caviar and Candy podcast. I'm your host, Paula Conway, and I'm here in the gorgeous city of Zurich with Nadine Rapp-Guirey, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of the AYUN Longevity Clinic. And
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Longevity has been part of the Swiss culture for a very long time.
Yeah, it does, actually. It is. It's since centuries.
And it's interesting that it's a trend. So the Swiss must be like, what trend? We've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. We're all healthy and swimming and, hiking. And it's kind of interesting that it's such a trend and everybody's trying to get on it. So when you look at it as a trend, what do you think the trend is? Is it more of the clinical? Is it fitness? Is it longevity? Because you could take each one of these buckets and they have their own definition. So if I'm physically fit and I'm swimming and hiking every other day and I'm walking a lot and I eat well, that's one component. But when you start adding in red light therapy or hyperbarics or IHHT, which you'll have to explain to me, what is this trend? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think that if you have your basics kind of right, and as you said, it's sleep, it's exercising, it's eating well. I think they're 80% of what you kind of need. But of course, there is that kind of a bit of extra with people kind of want, and it's not just a bit of.
Hi. Our coffee's here.
Very good.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Oh, no, you're fine. We're very fluid here. Excellent.
This is for you, madam.
Is this latte with caramel sauce? Great. Thank you.
With oat milk.
Yes. Excellent.
And this will be a coffee cream.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, madam.
Does that have cream in it, that one?
Yeah.
I put always separate.
Oh, separate. Got it.
Perfect. That is great. Thank you so much. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's great.
This is like my second or third cup this morning, and that's good.
It's good that you have it in the morning because some people shouldn't have it after 12 because of the sleeping at night. I don't know how you react to it, if you measure or not. But it's a different topic, I guess.
I went to what do you call it? When you do a reboot, like a cleanse. There's a very, very famous spa cleansing destination in California called the Ranch.
Okay.
And I went to the Ranch. A lot of celebrities go. I had celebrities in my group. It was really kind of fascinating. And people go there to take all the salt, the sugar, the fats out of the diet. But you hike every day and you hike many, many, many miles. Like it's very rigorous. And I had a really hard time because I had caffeine withdrawal. It was pretty significant. And I called my friend that I was talking with you about, Leslie, who incidentally has done this podcast with me. Caviar and Candy. We're fun together. We're just like two girls tripping over each other in conversation.
Very good.
So I called her and I said, this latte is so good. I said, Leslie, I'm not doing well. I have no meat in my diet. I have no caffeine in my diet. And she said, number one, go get a coffee every morning. She said, I believe as a physician that caffeine has a lot of good benefits and you clearly need it. There's no reason to eliminate it. No reason. And she said, and secondly, I want you to order chicken soup to your room right now because you need that protein. So it was interesting, right?
It is like, as I said, coffee is not like, we don't say to people, don't drink coffee, for example. But it really depends on, and you can see that also in your genetic, actually how long it takes for your body to kind of get rid of the caffeine in order for you to kind of sleep well during the night. Or if you have it too late and you have kind of problems with it, then of course your kind of deep sleep phase is going to be affected on it. And that's the only problem. It's not the coffee itself. It's just when you drink the coffee is important. And some people, we say, please drink your last coffee at 11 o'clock because your body needs at least 8, 9, 10 hours to kind of, get the caffeine out of the system in order for you to have a good night's sleep. And a good night's sleep, as we all know, is like
Oh.
It's so important. Like,
It's
I mean,
gold.
it's gold. Exactly. I mean, anything else you can adjust and whatever, but sleep and regular sleep and good sleep, that's just it. But we never say to people either, don't drink coffee. Like, I drink coffee. I love coffee.
Yeah.
And the protein, and especially like for women, we women often, I mean, now it's changing because, I mean, there's a lot of information out there. But I think in the past, it was always like, oh, no, don't protein. And I don't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a lot of muscles and things. But I think now, and especially we women, we were kind of not taking enough protein. And also we completely underestimate the muscle and the muscle mass and how important it is, especially when you come into your perimenopause and menopause phase.
Yeah. I'm right there.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
I mean, I kind of feel it already a tiny bit, so I'm not sure what to expect. But I mean, people have different symptoms and different experience around that. But it still is fact that muscle mass is declining even faster, and also your bone density is suffering and all those kind of things. And just to be aware and maybe prevent that. And that maybe if we go back now to that longevity and if it's a trend or not, I think it's more that now you have more science, you have more research on it, and you can deep dive a bit more if that's what you want to do. As I said, if you have the basics right, and we always say that in the clinic as well, listen, look at your basics and then add the on top. But longevity is not that we're trying that you live until you're 200. That's not it. It's not expanding the lifespan. It's your health span. So that you're longer be able to do whatever you want to do. You're longer feeling great, and you hopefully prevent, like the last in Switzerland is anyway, the last 10 years of chronic diseases, which loads of the people are developing. And I think that loads of people have now the awareness that I can do something, you know, and maybe they've seen in the family that, oh, my dad was suffering from cardiovascular disease or diabetes or Alzheimer. And, you know, I don't want that. And now you have the tools to maybe prevent those kind of things. And I think that's a big trend. But you have to be very careful, and especially with the word longevity, like it's not really protected here in Switzerland. You can open up a nail studio and call it longevity. Yeah. And people would like, oh my God, I have to go there because it's better than the one I'm going in because it has the word longevity in it. So, I mean, you really, and I think that also makes it very difficult to kind of normal people to understand, is it really kind of medical? Is it science backed up? Is it data driven? And, yeah, and I think there's a positive, but there's also loads of grey people in the market.
Yeah.
And again, sorry, but it is really funny, isn't it, that Switzerland, I mean, for centuries, people have been coming to Switzerland seeking youth and health. And, you know, it's crazy when you actually look at the history, and it hasn't changed, like, you know, but I mean, just look out our lake,
I
mountain
know.
view,
It's
you know
so
what I mean?
Beautiful.
So I think that's what people, especially in the past, I mean, were looking for: the fresh mountain air, the thermal spring water, you know, and the view of the mountains. Alone that like gives you health and longer living and aging. And in the past, that has been advertised like that.
It has
because
been.
you were able to do so. Well, nowadays, as you know, you're not allowed to say anything anymore.
Right.
To praise, but that was actually said: come to Switzerland to get strength and your youth back, and
always
living longer. And
I remember it as a child because I'm actually Swiss. My father was Swiss.
Oh, look at you.
And we lived in a very small town in Switzerland called Sachsen.
Okay.
And
where's that canton?
I don't know. I have no idea. I asked Bruno, who's here at the hotel as one of the restaurant manager, and he knew where it was. Oh no, it was Dario, the general manager. He knew where it was, and I just, I don't remember. But it was very small, and it was really lovely, and we were hiking all the time. And I remember my father. He was a surgeon, and my mother was a nurse during Vietnam War, and I remember both of them talking about, they didn't use the word longevity, but the health,
the health, rejuvenation, and all those kind of things. That, as I said, that's going on for ages. I think there's a, I don't know what it's called. I think it's Park Hotel now. I don't know what exactly. It's in Rheinfeld, but I mean, I know that was the place where, like, even the Emperor of Austria, Sissi, I don't know, she was coming to Switzerland for regeneration and
the water
health. And I mean, Bad Ragaz, for example, like that is very well known, like for their thermal spa. And I think, as I recall, that was the first in Europe opened up an indoor kind of thermal spa pool. You know,
where's
Bad Ragaz?
Bad Ragaz. Where is it located?
Well, Bad Ragaz is kind of in Graubünden area. But that is very, very famous for their thermal and spa water. And then we still have the clinics, which, of course, are a bit younger, but the La Prairie, for example.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is very well known.
It's very well known.
And that goes on really for years and years. And even St. Moritz and all them are, I mean, now it's anyway.
Yeah, that's where we used to go.
St. Moritz, yeah. I mean, in the past, I think they put like the sick people out on the balcony in their bed so that they can see the mountain views and, you know, the fresh air and things like that. So it really has kind of a tradition, and it goes back for so long about Switzerland. And I don't know if you find the Fountain of Youth here, but anyway, like that's where people were seeking.
Well, let's say that you do.
Yeah.
For the purpose of this podcast, the Fountain of Youth is right here because we're in it. And
Exactly.
You know what? That's a really interesting thing that you say that, because now that I think about it and put it all together, and we're here at Hotel Alex in Lake Zurich, and it's just so beautiful. Now that I think about it, it is really kind of the fountain of youth here, and people have known it for a long time.
Very long.
And I met a couple in the spa yesterday.
Yeah.
And they vacation here often, and they've been here for 2 weeks, and they were at 3 different hotels. I don't even remember why. She explained it to me, but they were at the Mandarin Oriental, they were at the Dolder Grand, and their last stop was here at the Alex. And I said, well, which one did you like the best? And they said this one, because it's just a little bit slower pace. It's like quiet luxury. Which is true. I think there's something to be said about quiet luxury. The other ones were very over the top and very crowded, and and they said, the gentleman said, I just feel healthier here in Zurich. We feel healthier, so we come here to feel healthier.
Yeah, I think Switzerland in general, but also Zurich, it is in comparison, or for some Swiss people especially, like it's a big town, but it's still calm. It's still surrounded by nature, for example. I mean, you can have a business lunch, for example, or in the center, and then you walk down to the lake for your lunch and jump maybe into the lake to recover, you know, that kind of way. Like, and I mean, that is something really, I think, unusual, like, you know, and I think that's what loads of people and other expats which are here kind of.
This episode is brought to you by Caviar Candy, a luxury travel and lifestyle podcast with a sweet twist. Follow me on Instagram, Paula Conway NYC, Paula Conway Substack, and on Forbes for more luxury travel and lifestyle for the 1%.
Appreciate that, you know?
You know, whenever I travel, I get these tourism brochures. And never once have I received one that told you where to swim and literally said Zurich swim season. Like, where else would you go because this is part of daily life.
It is.
And then it has a little map of all the spots where you should go swimming. Look, isn't that great?
Oh my God. Yeah, but that's exactly what I mean, like, you know, and there's also exactly the Letten and, you know, even the river, like, you know, which goes through the Limmat. I mean, people are jumping from the bridge there just to kind of refresh.
So where's the Limmat? Explain that to me.
The Limmat is just when you now.
So is it from here?
You know, when you go to the city center and it kind of goes right, left, then in that case through the city center.
Yes, that's the Limmat.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just jump in.
You basically there's a space actually. It's close enough where my husband has the office, and you literally jump off the bridge there, and it has a bit of a current, and then you go off the other side, and and I asked people before. I said, "Why do you jump in?" Like, and he actually had a business suit on, and he took it off, and he's like, "I just want to have fun, and I just want to completely clear my mind and refresh myself," and I think that's great, and in general, I mean, you know that healthy living is kind of like, it's kind of a cultural thing here in Switzerland, and everything, as you said, is kind of.
I like that.
It's kind of the pace is not as hectical, and as I said, people take their time often to kind of have, for example, lunch on the lake, or like do something, go to sport, or go into the gym, or do something. Even in our longevity clinic, you know, sometimes people come in, they do 3 minutes of cryo, and then they go out and say, I feel completely awakened and fresh, and now I can go again back into our meeting.
Okay, let's talk about that, because I need to be completely refreshed at all times. I want to talk about AYUN. Tell me everything. Tell me what you have there, so people understand the different treatments that you offer. And I like how you separated earlier in our conversation, medical, a clinic versus a spa.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you about my friend, Leslie, and she's opening a clinic, not a spa. She said, I don't want to give people Botox. Yeah. That's not what kind of physician I am. I want clinical, offerings. So talk to me about AYUN and how we differentiate.
Well, AYUN is a walk-in longevity clinic. So what it basically is that...
Did you say walking?
It's a walk-in.
Oh, walk-in. So I can just come in.
Yeah, well, you have to kind of do an appointment, all right? Maybe not for the treatments, depending on how busy we are, but for the checkups. I mean, AYUN is mainly... specialized in medical checkups. Like we want to understand you as a person, your biology, you know, and we want to see what kind of strength and what kind of risks are maybe inside you, you know, in order to kind of prevent maybe something which might be happening, you know. And in order to do so, we of course have a lot of diagnostics to do. Like we collect over 150 data points per person.
Interesting.
You know? We do a lot of questionnaires. Like we want to know you know, because longevity is very individual. It's very personalized. So it's not a once for all. Yeah. Like it is often at the moment, unfortunately, you know, when you go to your normal GP and you say, I'm not feeling great. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, let's do age or this. And maybe you give you a pill or come back in 3 months, like when it's not getting better. That's not what we want to do. We want to understand you. We want to understand your biology. Is there some risks maybe inside you where we have to address early enough in order to prevent something from happening?
Something further, yeah.
Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, Alzheimer, or in general, people also come because they say, listen, all my biomarkers look good, okay? I track everything, or watch, Apple Watch, whatever it's going to be. They always say everything is great. I do not feel great. Okay, I feel not good. And that's where I think those longevity clinics, which are medical kind of driven, kind of look deeper, right? And say, okay, a normal GP maybe just looks at your biomarkers. They look good. I mean, they can change on a daily basis nearly because, you know, one time you maybe have low on iron and then you eat more iron or take it to you, supplement it, and then you do another blood draw and then it's completely different. But why was the cause for it? What happened then?
What happened?
And you can't just see it on a single point. So we actually build it that we have different data layers. So we have the genetic part, and then we have the blood draw, and then you have physiological testings, and then we have, for example, body composition analysis, and all those kind of give you a picture, and all the amnesis which we're going to do. We're going to have a lot of talks. You'd have to fill out a lot of questionnaires, and all those data points gives you a great understanding of who you are and what is maybe missing and where do we have to address certain things. That's what we main specialize in. That is our daily bread and butter. But we do have, of course, so-called longevity treatments. And the treatments are, for example, you can say some are more kind of more into maybe the wellness kind of part so that you have an immediate effect on it. For example, the cryotherapy, let's say. Or, I mean, the cryotherapy, what is it? Like you're exposed to really cold temperature. We have it on a minus 110.
Oh, that's the one I can't do.
Yeah, you were saying it. Yeah, exactly. But you know, like if you hear that, you're like, oh my God, a minus 110. Like I even can't go out in the winter, like where it's minus 10 degrees. It's a completely different cold air.
Oh, okay.
It's a very dry air.
You know?
And what it does, I mean, it's great for...
You sit?
No, you stand.
Okay, you stand.
You stand, yeah. We have a standing one. And it's, I mean, it's great for recovery, like, and reducing inflammation, and also like your mental, like you get a lot of clarity, like straight away, you know. And lots of sports people actually use it after their training. I think even was it the UK soccer women team or something, when they came here, they had their own cryo chamber with them. You know, you get those kind of portable ones, and they all go in there after to recover, prevent injuries and things like that. But what I would say is when you try that once, like, for example, because usually most of the treatments you have to do for a while in order to get the effect, especially with oxygen treatments, but I'll talk about that later. But with the cryo, you come out and you feel straight away awakened and refreshed, and you're ready for the day again, like, you know. You really straight away have that hit. You're like, oh my God, I'm mentally completely clear. That was really great. And that, as I said, depending on how quickly you dress yourself and undress, 5 minutes, you're done. And we have actually, I mean, it's 3 minutes, the standard program we have. And then, as I said, you just have to undress yourself, and you have to wear special gloves and a hat and special shoes.
Oh, so you wear gloves, so your hands?
You wear gloves, and you wear a face mask, and you wear a hat, and you wear socks and special shoes to go in. And
do you have people who have Raynaud's?
Well, I was actually talking, when you said it to me, I was actually talking to our scientific director, and she said, well, it's probably not very good to do so. But I mean, if you want to try it, there is no harm.
Right.
But I mean, you don't have to, as I said. But
you can do like a minute or 30 seconds
exactly.
or something.
You could just go in, just experience, come out again. And you can always push it open. Like, of course, you're not locked in, you're like panicky in there. But I mean, just saying, I mean, if you want to call it more from the maybe wellness kind of side, then you can kind of say the well-being, straight away you feel the effect. You come out, you're more awake and you're refreshed and you're ready for the day again. As I said, we have people actually coming in during lunchtime. They say, okay, I do the cryo now after that I have a very important business meeting in Bahnhofstraße Financial Park in Zurich.
Yeah.
Because we're very good located as well. We're in the middle of Zurich. We're just 5-10 minutes by foot from the Zurich main train station. So that's a very good location.
Well, let's talk about the other treatments. Let's talk about the oxygen. Oh, this is what I was going to ask you. I was making a note of this. Do you ever have people who come in with multiple chronic diseases, like they're sick?
Yeah.
And you prescribe a clinical path for them, and you actually see improvements?
Yeah. We do have that on the treatment patients as well, but mainly on the checkup patients. Like, we have a very different type of people coming to us. We have the type of people who money doesn't matter, okay? They're just interested in it. They just do it. That's it, like, you know. Then we have people, kind of business people, who are more like, I always say, I don't know if that's not the right comparison, but I always saying that, you know, they want to know what's happening on the stock market, and they want to predict whether it's going up or down. And the same they want to do with their health. They want to see what maybe is coming in the future, and what do I have to do now in order to prevent. So, and then we have really people who kind of felt left alone with the standard health system, like, you know?
Yes.
Which are like, okay,
this
my
isn't
doctor
good enough.
said I can't do anymore, basically, you know, you're not treatable or whatever, you're not too sick to be treatable. At the same time, we don't really know exactly also what's going on. And we had a few, like, and they have often autoimmune diseases and in general, like, and they were kind of crawling up the stairs. And now they're jumping.
Stop. I have to. Is your clinical director there today?
Oliver is there. Yeah, you can talk to him.
I do want to. He's a doctor, I assume.
He's a doctor, and he actually got a handwritten letter just recently, actually, from a woman who was kind of giving up. Everybody was like, "It's nothing we can do," and she's like, no, I can't anymore. And even herself, she's like, I really, really can't. And she looked really bad, and now she's just flying. She's
amazing.
Back to life. And that is what AYUN wants to achieve as well. It's not for us to kind of treating people with Botox or treating people,
right.
You know, like, it's like really like making a difference, like, and that's what we
really
stand
affecting
for.
Health.
Affecting, yeah. And the walk-in part is really that it's accessible. It's also, like, for example, La Prairie or something. You have to stay for a week 2 weeks and something. You get pampered, like, you know, I mean, the food is going to be prepared for you. Everything is done. Then you come back into your daily life, and then does it fit in? Longevity, prevention is a lifestyle change. It has to fit into your daily life. So there's no point in getting out of your daily life for 2 weeks. Yes, you're getting the treatments. You're probably getting a plan. They maybe show you what to eat. But then you're left alone. You come back into your busy life. You're traveling every day. You can't cook yourself that lovely food that has been prepared. And that's not what we want to achieve.
Yeah. Most people won't. I don't know if you've ever heard of Pritikin in the United States. So in the 1970s, it was founded by this Dr. Pritikin, and it was really ahead of its time. It was meant to be clinical longevity treatments for prevention of chronic diseases, chronic illnesses. And I've been twice, and they take everything out of the diet, the sugar, the salt, the fat, like they take everything out. But all day you go to seminars, and different clinicians speak to you about bone density, osteoarthritis, cancer, cancer prevention, whatever it is, sugar. They cook, then you could do cooking demonstrations, but they're complex. And they're very expensive when you kind of think about, well, how am I going to do this at home? Well, now I have to go to the specialty grocery store and I have to find the whatever rare lentil bean from Cuba, you know, and so you come out feeling better. You do get well, and then you go home and you're not well again.
No, but that's really what it is, isn't it? I mean, if you really go along that path, like, then it's something like, I always compared something with a diet. You know, like when people say they're going to go on a diet, like as I said, I'm not for diets, but I'm just comparing it.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous.
Really, and they're very motivated. Like, 2 weeks, they're like really going for it. And then after a while, like it doesn't fit in. It's just a burden and things. And then you drop it, and then you have that yo-yo effect, like what they call it. And we always say that's not what we want to do. Like, if you do that, and it is often a lifestyle change for most of the people, it has to fit in so that you can actually do it for a very long time and probably forever. And that you can only do when you really know that person and really kind of see, does it fit into their lifestyle? There's no point in saying to someone, even though it would be very beneficial, you do 5 days a week now, or whatever kind of sport. And that's a person who absolutely hates sports. He's not gonna, or she or whatever, he's not gonna continue. So the benefit wouldn't be there.
Right. They don't like it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
you can't take a person and say suddenly, now you're going to exercise all the time. You can't.
They're
not going to.
No, they do it for a while because they're motivated.
Yeah.
But then also because they're motivated because they see the data in front of you and you're like, oh, sugar, I have to do something. Like,
Oh, sugar. That's great. I like that word. Thank you.
But then after a while, you don't have the data in front of you and you're back to your normal life and you forget, and humans forget things, like, and you think, well, I'm okay, I feel not bad. And then, the whole habit's going to continue on again. And that's why we are saying, sometimes we even say to people, it would be great if you do more exercise, but you know what? Just leave the elevator and use the stairs for the beginning. That already makes a difference.
So let me ask you something. As we're talking, I'm just going to crack the door because I think they're trying to bring us something, but we're mic'd, so we're good. Let me just see. Oh, you're so beautiful. Okay, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it like a tiny bit. So part of my diet is sugar. It's a big part of my diet. I like sugar, hence caviar and candy. And I mean, I'm addicted to it. And
so am I actually.
So I've been sitting here. So I've been sitting here eating this lemon butter cake, and I'm going to try this fudge cake. You don't have to partake, but this is just kind of what I do. And I think they were going to bring something else in, but that's okay. And we have some fruit.
Actually, if you don't mind, I can.
Not at all. So, in addition to. I want to talk about the treatments because in addition to my addiction to sugar, which means I'm pretty inflamed most of the time, I have 3 autoimmune diseases.
Oh, okay.
So, and that just is global inflammation. Which treatments at AYUN, maybe not me specifically, but somebody in my state who's, fairly thin, healthy, and I exercise, I hike daily, but I'm clearly in a state of inflammation. Would benefit from?
Yeah. So if you just look at the part, first of all, the inflammation part we would have to address a bit deeper. Are really seeing, okay, where is it really coming from exactly? What could we do? I mean, of course, sugar is one thing, but there might be other layers to it as well.
Right. It's not just sugar, right?
But just be the sugar-like part, But then, as I said, like with the treatments, I mean, for example, the hyperbaric oxygen chamber has a huge effect on kind of also the insulin level and those kind of things, cell regeneration and things, but also the IHHT, which is kind of alternating between a lower and higher oxygen concentration. It's like an attitude training, and that also is very good for your metabolic health, like for example, and also inflammation and recovery and more energy and those kind of things, because it helps your mitochondria to kind of get a boost again.
But what are you doing? What is the actual thing you do for the IHHT?
It's basically a machine whereby you have a mask, you're breathing through a mask, and it's actually alternating oxygen. So it takes the oxygen away, and then it kind of gives you the oxygen boost again. And that's kind of like we often have it in 3 kind of waves, kind of going, whereby you get less oxygen, which kind of helps your body for the mitochondria, which are not really working very well anymore. They're going to get kind of destroyed. And then the oxygen intake, the higher level of oxygen, helps you to boost in the ones which are good or to kind of create new ones. And I mean, that gives you, as I said, it's very good for your metabolic health. It's very good for inflammation, recovery, energy, even for your nerve system, regulating your nerve system. And all those kind of things has then also an effect on inflammation and all those kind of things in your body, because we really have to see why you're so inflamed.
Why?
What's the cause of it? Is it maybe an ongoing arthritis already? What is happening in your body? And then also kind of to see in what stage are we in already, and can we also maybe with some supplements help you, to kind of compensate that kind of way. And of course, as you know yourself, I mean, nutrition and sport and those kind of things are important.
Yeah.
But to pinpoint it down, it's very, very difficult. And most of the people, I think, I mean, it's funny, we do have people who do both, like the checkup and the treatments, but we also have people who just do the treatments because they heard about it and they want to see it and they read about it and those kind of things. But I'd say for that place, but also red light is also kind of good.
Oh, let's talk about
for inflammation, and of course it doesn't go as deep like the oxygen therapy, because I mean the oxygen you breathe kind of oxygen through a mask, and the red light is more on the outside kind of skirt, but it's also very good, of course, for skin health, like the collagen production, but also for inflammation or recovery, and that maybe goes into the kind of well-being or the wellness, because afterwards, when you have done it, you already feel like, feel kind of warm and nice and, relaxed after it, which you don't have maybe, as I said, a straightaway effect on those oxygen treatments if you do it.
So I was told, who was I speaking to? I was speaking to someone yesterday who told me that nearby this area, there are some, La Prairie, of course, but there are other very well-known wellness camps, facilities that you can go to. If someone came here, and is AYUN a chain?
No.
It's not a chain, it's just here. Okay.
At the moment, it's just in Zurich. That's our flagship, but we're opening up new clinics soon. Okay. But at the moment, I mean, we're only open for July 24, so we're quite young.
Oh, you are young. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. So if somebody were to come here and just really focus on the clinical treatments, is there a sort of advice you would say, you don't have to go to La Prairie, or like a Pritikin, like I'm taught, which they're similar. What you would do is you would get a hotel nearby, enjoy Zurich, plan your daily activities around wellness and longevity, which is not hard to do because everybody's doing that. And then come in for ongoing treatments over a certain period of time. Is that sort of, do you ever have clients who do that, or is that part of your looking to the future that somebody would come here? And because I like the idea of packaging Zurich, which is already a wellness city with AYUN.
Yeah, it really depends on your stay. And it really depends if you have done treatments, for example, before. We had, for example, some people from the US or the UK who were saying, I'm anyway already doing kind of 20 sessions of HBOT. Can I continue while I'm, for example, in Zurich for a visit? Because, as I said, it's also that, especially when you start off with HBOT and IHHT, it's better to do it kind of on a really regular basis. So maybe do it really, if you can, five times a week, you know, for 20 sessions. And after that, you can kind of have a longer break in between, like, you know. But for example, they don't want to interrupt their sessions, and then they're going to say, can I come in and continue, for example? And we said, yeah, no problem. Or we have people, of course, in who wants to just try it out, like. But as I said, with the treatments, the more you do it, the more effect you have, and it takes time. It's very time consuming. So most of the people who come, which come from foreign, are actually people who do the checkup with us. Who say, I'm going to stay around here. I don't want to be pampered for 2 weeks somewhere else. I would just want to do my own thing. But I come in for a checkup. It's kind of 3 to 5 hours you're with us the whole morning, basically. And after that, you're free again. And then after 5 to 6 weeks, we're going to contact you after all the analysis has been done. You know, we're going to contact you and we can have a follow-up, either via video call or if you want to come back. Some people actually prefer to come back again, especially if they're in Austria or Germany, just the border kind of countries. Then they come back and they have their follow-ups with us, and that's it.
So they can come in and have a block of time where they're doing treatments.
The block of time where they do the checkups, the checkup.
What's a checkup?
The medical checkup, which I said, which we collect all those 150 data points from you.
Oh, right. That's
kind of
okay.
Exactly,
the data points.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
a lot.
The full kind of medical checkup. That's the main, let's say, medical tourism or longevity tourism or whatever you want to call it is mainly then for those kind of checkups. Because as I said, with the treatment parts, they might come in, especially when they have already in their home country started certain sessions. They don't want to interrupt that. Then they ask if they can continue on while they stay here, or if they come in and, for example, try the contrast therapy or the red light just for fun, basically.
Right. So they could come in for those treatments.
They could come in. That's not a problem.
Do you ever do ketamine? Do you offer ketamine?
Do we offer it in the clinic?
Yeah, the injections of the ketamine. Okay. What about
We don't do any IV injections kind of thing.
So no
in the clinic.
exosomes, no peptides.
No peptides.
Interesting.
Peptides, it's a very contradicting kind of thing at the moment.
It is.
For us, there's not enough research done on peptides at the moment. I mean, the most peptides everybody knows, of course, GLP-1. Like, I mean, that is something where we might have a borderline and say, okay, depending. But all the other peptides, we are not touching at the moment.
Is GLP-1 a peptide?
It is a peptide.
Great.
But as I said, again, like, that's why I said at the beginning, you know, like, you really have to see in the field of longevity. I mean, there's constantly something new happening, something new scientific coming out, but the part of the research is limited so far. Or it's also like, even those longevity doctors, I mean, you can't study longevity as such in medical school yet. Like, you know, there's a lot of things you have to train yourself in doing so, and it's often also learned by doing.
Point.
But and also coming back, I think that's why people love Switzerland. Switzerland is very, and it has always been very medical, scientific, research driven. So we don't do things unless we know it works. And what we do right. And I think that's what people really appreciate about Switzerland. And it's not a try and error kind of thing, like, because everything is so strictly regulated as well. Not just that we say we would do it. And first of all, you can't even get it here when we talk about peptides, for example. Second of all, they're not regulated here yet. So we have like a governmental place, it's called Swissmedic. And if they gonna tell us yes or no. We're gonna go with that standard.
With what they say.
Yeah. And I think that's what people but also appreciate. Of course, some people say, yeah, okay, but in the US, I mean, that's now, we do this and this. It's differently regulated and it's completely okay. And we are not saying to people, you shouldn't maybe be doing it. In some cases, it maybe makes sense, if you know what I mean. But from us, you can't get it.
Is Swiss Medic a private company?
No, it's a governmental institution. But I'm just saying, it's as I said, and I think that's what also people do at the end appreciate. I mean, we have often people coming in and saying, yeah, but what about the stem cells and what about the peptides and what about this and this? And then we really have to say, no, we are not doing it. Either you like it or not, but there's not enough scientific evidence out there. There hasn't been any clinical trial out there, especially for humans and mice and all the other things. They're different to humans. We are not offering that at the moment. Yes, as again, in some ways or in some patients, it might be beneficial. Okay. Then we might say, okay, listen, that is maybe something to consider, but you're not getting it from us. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what people, but they do appreciate that. You know what I mean? Not that you just jump on every hype and do it.
Right.
So it's still that kind of traditional, but still innovative,
data-driven.
Yeah, and data-driven. Like, yeah.
Would you were saying something about it was I can't remember what it was now. See, I told you that's where we are. Right, this is the problem.
That it's the brain fog you're having.
Yeah, well, it's. I think it's menopause. I do.
I do. I think so too.
I think it's menopause.
I have to say.
I do. I think it's menopause. It's just like, this is what happens. I'll be having a conversation, and I'm not stupid, and then all of a sudden I don't remember what I was talking to you about.
It's terrible. I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Let's just talk about something else. And maybe
what are other treatments? Yeah. I think it was something about other treatments. Have we missed anything at AYUN? Because, and then I want to talk about, I'm going to tell you now because I'm going to forget. Okay. Then let's talk more. I want to know what your perfect day in Zurich is. So you choose. Okay. Where do you want to go next?
All right. Okay. Shall we start with the treatments?
Yeah.
I mean, what did we had the cryotherapy. I think we had the red light. We had the oxygen therapies.
IHHT.
And the HPT. Oh, contrast therapy. That's something we offer as well. I mean, it's basically the change between hot and cold. So we have like a Finnish sauna and then we had cold plunges.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's anyway, I don't know, at least here it's a huge trend.
No, it's a trend.
Yeah, jump into the Zurich say and it's very good for your immune system, also for recovery and things like that, of course, also for your mental health. And what loads of people don't know, and I mean, AYUN is very much specializing in women's health because women have been neglected from research
like
and data
everything
for years. I mean, I think first women trial was done in 1993 or something. I mean, completely ridiculous. And also our scientific director, I mean, she's female and she's very much into that biology of female because it's so complex. And she said to me when she did medical school, she said she had 3 minutes of kind of menopause.
What?
In her whole medical kind of school. And she said that is just a topic which affects not just the woman itself, but the whole society.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are women coming into that and there are women like which has been in various C-level position. They're thinking, I can't do that anymore. I'm not good enough. So they're going to step back from their career, and leaving the man open the floor again just because of a very natural thing which is happening and you can actually do something. Yeah. And that's something which really is also kind of in my heart because it is like that because often you come to the step where you think, oh my God, can I do that still? I mean, we're as you said, I can't remember. And you think like, that is you and you're maybe not good enough. And it's not, it's just your body goes through a transformation and you can help your body to adjust a bit better. Anyway, sorry, I kind of lost track because it's such a very emotional topic. And it's very big. But what we're saying, for example, contrast therapy, it's also good for endometriosis, which is very hard to diagnose and very hard to treat. But there's more and more research coming out now that those kind of heat-cold exposure, it can help, for example, with symptom relief for endometriosis and things like that. But anyway, so that's what we offer as well, and that's also maybe going into. I mean, of course, the longer you do, the better effect it has. But that also goes maybe into the short-term well-being. I mean, you do the hot and cold, and you feel great afterwards. You feel either relaxed or rejuvenated, whatever you want to feel like. And also, if you combine it with breath work, maybe, yeah.
I did the hot and cold. Where did I do it? Well, we don't know. So somewhere. In London, I did. And again, because of the Raynaud's, I won't immerse.
Yeah.
But I just did the sauna with the red light, and then I just went to the cold, and I just splashed myself with it. Got as cool as I can be, you know. And honestly, afterwards, I felt great.
Yeah, you feel great.
You feel great.
Yeah, you feel awakened and refreshed.
Yes.
And ready. Yeah, it is.
It's amazing. Yeah.
That's a great effect.
So we have. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. I can talk forever, but even those kind of things, as I said, even the treatments have a long-term effect for your body, but they also, as I said, has kind of a short, kind of, now I feel great. Now I want to do that because I want to feel great, or because I want to refresh. I want to awaken for my next meeting, for example.
I was just about to say that. If you're an executive or just you have a job and you have a big presentation to give, it just hit me. Yeah. That would be a perfect thing to do before.
Yeah,
and you're up.
You're up and you're open and you're clear.
Exactly,
yeah.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Now that's a good article. Just that in itself.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good pitch. The executives who are doing contrast therapy before a big meeting.
And we also, what we do, as I said before, I mean, there's maybe something which is kind of inside you, which you can't see yet, okay? Which is a risk maybe for the future, whenever it's visible. Hopefully we detect it early enough. But also, some people, like nowadays with chronic sleeping disorder, depression.
That's everybody.
Stress,
everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone.
But that is also something to address now. So longevity is not just what might happen when I'm 60.
Right.
It's also something, hey, I am not okay at the moment, or I can't sleep well, or I can't deal with the stress at the moment. Help me.
Yeah.
And there are ways we can help those kind of people. That regulate the nervous system. For example, the IHHT. You can really deprogram your nervous system, that you can deal with stress better, you can calm down. It's a lot done with breathing as well, I mean, all those kind of things, you have to consider as well, which is very good then again for everyone, but also for, of course, high executive kind of people.
I think that there is a curve in education, educating people. So there's the trend, which is sort of like at the surface, right? This is great. We're going to be healthy, But then there's that education part, that's sort of the middle meat of what you're really talking about. And that is, you do it preventatively, and you do it post-operatively, but you do it because you're preventing things down the road, or helping to control them or lessen their effects, whatever it is that we're going to get. I mean, we do get older, we get things, So I don't think that's as easy as it may sound when we talk about it, because I think, Americans, for example, certainly the Swiss understand something more. But Americans, for example, we weren't raised or trained to think about aging in this way. And everyone's covering it, everyone's writing about it, but how do you really educate people into understanding, no, you're going to die. It is a fact.
It's a fact.
And you're going to get older, God willing, you're going to get older, and things are going to happen. And this is part of your, not just preventative maintenance, but just living your best life every day and feeling your best every day as you take the aging journey.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And exactly that kind of way of feeling good now, feeling good now, and keep that good feeling for as long as you can.
And the clarity of mind and the ability to be as productive and thrive in your career.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. The candy part of Caviar and Candy.
Now
Give
the
me-
challenge.
Give me a perfect day in Zurich, and then I need to know which chocolates I need to pack in my suitcase in large quantities and bring home.
Okay. Let me think about it. I think, again, everybody's different. But what I would say, like, you know, what about getting up, having a walk along the lake, you know, maybe sitting in one of the cafes along the lake, jumping into the water or go to one of the bodies. I mean, you already have the sheets there, especially in the summertime, to refresh. If you want, like there's a lot of portable saunas out there overlooking the lake. They're really nice. Maybe jump in one of those.
You can jump
Then-
a sauna?
Yeah, there's so portable saunas out there.
What do you mean?
They're like a big barrel basically, and they have different stations depending on where they are. But they're really funny. Like I actually had a meeting with the founder the other day. And they're basically, as I said, like it looks like either like a wagon or a big barrel, and there's a sauna in it, and then have a tiny little area before, and you can rent that. You know, you can say I want it for 2 hours, and it's often along the lake, and you can then, you know, do your sauna, and then there's like a bench outside or jump into the lake. I mean, that's really lovely, like, you know. So as I said, you can rent that. Maybe do this. And then what about you go, for example, oh my God, I actually do a lot of advertisement for them now. For example, Hiltl. Have you heard of Hiltl? That's the world's oldest vegetarian restaurant. It's, well, now it's more vegan, but I think that's the oldest in the whole world. Like, yeah.
They were before their time.
Yeah, that's Hiltl. That's actually, it's close to AYUN actually, by the way. To have some dinner there. And then I'd say, why don't you, I don't want to constantly call it AYUN, but there's also loads of breathwork kind of facilities out there, which you can do, as I said, just the cold plunge and heat together with breathwork, or you can come to AYUN, of course, to do some longevity kind of treatments. And then
I think I missed something. We walked along the lake. We stopped in a cafe. There was something before the portable sauna.
jumping into the lake as such.
Oh,
already.
jump in the lake. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, I forgot to jump in. Okay. I'm with you. Okay, so we jumped in the lake. Then we did
The sauna, you can combine it. I mean, sometimes they are there. If you want to combine it then with the sauna, the jumping into the lake, then you can maybe, as I said, go to Hiltl for your lunch.
Hiltl.
Then you can try out the different facilities we have, like, as I said, the breathwork facilities, or you come to AYUN for your treatments. And then you have to go to, which is also the other question, Confessorie Sprüngli. Sprüngli. That is in Bahnhofstraße, and that is just, I mean, their pralines and their Luxembourgly macarons, they're actually to die for.
This is a pastry shop, right?
That is kind of the chocolate pastry shop. That is where you have to go. It's a very traditional one as well. It should be in one of your guides, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Confessorie Sprüngli. I would have a lovely coffee there and maybe some macarons. That would be my thing anyway. And those Luxembourgly. They also have handmade pralines. They also have the...
You like the pralines?
I do like the pralines. And actually they have... Do you know what's very... the Bircher muesli? Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, that is really nice. It's called Bircher muesli. Bircher muesli.
Okay.
I know it sounds a bit weird if you have the English German, isn't it? But it actually, it's, oh my God, it's very nice. Like, it's actually kind of done with kind of grinded apple and yogurt and a bit of oats and then a bit of lemon juice. And I mean, I don't know the exact recipe, but they, I mean, I hope they still have it. I haven't been there for ages, but that is really lovely. Like, if you have that, that is really nice. That's maybe a trick with most of the people. They think about chocolate and those kind of things, but the Bircher muesli is very nice here. And then yeah, and then I would have a walk through the old town maybe in Zurich. And there's also, I think, what is it called? I think it's called Honnold or something. I think that's Zurich's oldest and traditional confiserie as well. They also have handmade chocolate.
Oh, Hummel.
And then gibt's noch Teuscher. They are very
I know.
well known for, I think, champagne truffles or something like that. So I think, and of course, I mean, the biggest chain and all over Switzerland, also in the airport, is Läderach. Läderach is also a chocolate thing where you have that kind of plate of chocolate and you can break off as much as you want from the different flavors. I think that's enough calories I gave you, Gar.
I'm so happy. Yes, thank you. I'm so happy.
Don't blame me for your sugar intake.
I'm not going to. It's always been there. It's always been there. That makes me so happy. Just the words, chocolate and, truffles. It just sounds so nice. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely, Nadine, this has been delightful.
Thank you. And
join me next time right here on the Caviar and Candy podcast. I'm your host, Paula Conway, and follow me on Instagram, Paula Conway, NYC.